Imagine a world where your thoughts, your memories, even your deepest desires aren't entirely your own. What if a shadowy government program could slip into your mind, rewrite your reality, and turn you into a puppet without you ever knowing? Welcome to the chilling world of MKUltra, the CIA's secret mind control project that sounds like something ripped from a sci-fi thriller, but it's terrifyingly real. From brainwashing experiments to drug-fueled interrogations, this program pushed the boundaries of human psychology in ways that still haunt us today. Today, we're diving deep into the dark history of MKUltra, uncovering its origins, its victims, the sinister methods it employed, and the lingering questions that keep conspiracy theorists up at night. Are its echoes still shaping our world? Through modern technology, buckle up, because this journey into the mind will leave you questioning what's possible and what's already been done. And when we're done, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more mind-blowing conspiracies. Let's start with the facts, because MKUltra isn't just a theory, it's documented history. In 1953, at the height of the Cold War, the CIA launched Project MKUltra, a covert program aimed at mastering mind control. The US was locked in a tense standoff with the Soviet Union, and intelligence reports suggested the Soviets and Chinese were developing brainwashing techniques to turn captured soldiers into double agents or obedient spies. The CIA, desperate to gain an edge, decided to fight fire with fire. Under the direction of chemist Sidney Gottlieb, known as the Poisoner-in-Chief, MKUltra became a sprawling operation involving over 150 subprojects across universities, hospitals, and secret facilities. Its goal wasn't just to interrogate enemies, it was to break the human mind and rebuild it to serve the CIA's purposes. The program operated under the radar, funded through front organizations to avoid scrutiny. But how far did they go, and what did they uncover? The answers are as disturbing as they are bizarre. MKUltra's methods read like a horror novel. The CIA experimented with high doses of LSD, often 100 times stronger than a recreational dose, to see if they could control thoughts, erase memories, or induce confessions. They didn't limit their tests to volunteers, prisoners, mental patients. Soldiers, and even unsuspecting civilians were fair game. One of the most infamous subprojects, Operation Midnight Climax, took place in San Francisco in the 1950s and 60s. The CIA set up fake brothels where prostitutes lured men into rooms rigged with two-way mirrors. Agents secretly dosed the men with LSD, observing their reactions from hidden rooms, hoping to find ways to manipulate behavior or extract secrets. The subjects had no idea they were part of an experiment. Some suffered lasting psychological damage, but this was just the tip of the iceberg. MKUltra also explored electroshock therapy, sensory deprivation, hypnosis, and even barbiturates mixed with amphetamines to create truth serums. In some experiments, subjects were locked in soundproof chambers for days, subjected to looped audio messages designed to shatter their sense of self. Others were placed in sensory deprivation tanks, cut off from light and sound to induce mental breakdowns. The ultimate aim: create a Manchurian candidate, a perfect assassin who could kill on command, forget their actions, and remain loyal without question. The CIA's own documents, later declassified, confirmed these experiments were real, conducted with chilling disregard for ethics or consent. But the story takes a darker turn. In 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered all MKUltra files destroyed to cover the agency's tracks, fearing public backlash as the Watergate scandal exposed government abuses. Miraculously, a cache of 20,000 documents survived, misfiled in a storage room, and was uncovered during the 1975 Church Committee hearings. These papers revealed a trail of horrors, at least one confirmed death, that of biochemist Frank Olson, who was secretly dosed with LSD in 1953. Days later, Olson plunged from a 10th-floor hotel window in New York City. The CIA called it suicide, but his family, decades later, uncovered evidence suggesting murder to silence him after he expressed guilt over the program's methods. The documents also showed the CIA tested psychoactive drugs on entire communities, spraying substances like LSD derivatives in subways and small towns to study mass effects. Hospitals, like the Allen Memorial Institute in Montreal, became testing grounds under subproject leader Dr. Ewan Cameron, who used psychic driving, endless audio loops, and extreme electroshock to erase patients' personalities and implant new ones. Many victims, often vulnerable people seeking mental health treatment, emerged with shattered minds, unable to function. The CIA admitted to experimenting on thousands without consent, but with most records gone, the true scope remains a mystery. Did MK Ultra really end, or did it evolve into something even more secretive? Now, let's dive into the conspiracy theories, because this is where MK Ultra's legacy grows even murkier. Some believe the program was used to manipulate major historical events. The 1960s assassinations, John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr. are prime suspects. Sirhan, convicted of RFK's murder, claimed he acted in a trance, with no memory of the shooting. His defense team later argued he was hypnotized, possibly programmed by MK Ultra techniques. Could the CIA have created assassins to eliminate threats to the establishment? Then there's Charles Manson, the cult leader whose followers committed the brutal Tate LaBianca murders in 1969. Manson was in San Francisco during Operation Midnight Climax, and some theorists speculate he was exposed to CIA drugs, turning him into a chaotic agent to discredit the counterculture movement. The hippie era, with its explosion of LSD use, raises more questions. Was the CIA behind the drug spread, using it to destabilize anti-war protests and sow social chaos? Declassified documents show the CIA purchased massive quantities of LSD, enough to dose millions. Was this just for experiments or part of a larger social engineering plan? The pop culture connection is impossible to ignore. MK Ultra's themes permeate Hollywood. Movies like The Manchurian Candidate, The Bourne Identity, and Stranger Things feature brainwashed assassins, secret labs, and government cover-ups eerily close to MK Ultra's reality. Some theorists argue Hollywood is complicit, using these stories to normalize mind control and make us dismiss it as fiction. Project Monarch, an alleged MK Ultra offshoot, takes this further, claiming the CIA programmed celebrities to serve as puppets for political and cultural agendas. Marilyn Monroe's erratic behavior and 1960 to death, ruled a drug overdose, are often cited as a Monarch case. Her ties to powerful figures like JFK fueling suspicion. Modern stars like Britney Spears and Kanye West, with their public breakdowns and cryptic outbursts, are also named as potential victims. Monarch's supposed methods, trauma-based programming, hypnotic triggers, and handlers disguised as managers sound far-fetched, but survivors like Kathy O'Brien, author of Transformation of America, claim they were used as programmed couriers for the CIA. Her detailed accounts of abuse and high-profile names raise chilling questions, even if skeptics dismiss her as unreliable. But MK Ultra's reach might extend beyond individuals to entire societies. In the 1980s, the U.S. was gripped by satanic panic, with reports of ritual abuse in daycares and communities. Children described being tortured and brainwashed, and while most cases were debunked as hysteria, some believe they were MK Ultra experiments that escaped control. The CIA's own documents mention some projects exploring mass hypnosis and subliminal messaging. Could these have been tested on the public? Fast forward to today, and conspiracy theorists see MK Ultra's fingerprints in modern technology. Social media algorithms, designed to keep us hooked, manipulate behavior in ways that echo MK Ultra's goals. DARPA's brain-computer interface projects, like neural implants, raise alarms. Are they building a new era of mind control? The NSA's PRISM surveillance program, exposed by Edward Snowden in 2013, shows governments can monitor our every click. If they can track our thoughts, can they shape them? And what about 5G networks or smart devices? Some claim they're tools for mass psychological manipulation, beaming signals to influence moods or decisions. It sounds like paranoia, but MK Ultra's history proves the government isn't above experimenting on its own people. The human cost of MK Ultra is undeniable. Survivors tell heartbreaking stories. In Canada, Dr. Cameron's experiments at the Allen Memorial Institute left patients like Linda MacDonald with no memory of their past lives. Her identity was erased after months of depatterning. Others suffered psychosis, depression, or suicidal impulses. The CIA paid settlements to some victims in the 1980s, but no high-ranking officials faced prosecution. Gottlieb died in 1999, never fully answering for his role. The lack of accountability fuels suspicion that MKUltra's true scope was far larger than admitted. Some theorists believe it was part of a broader agenda, tied to groups like the Illuminati or global elites to control populations through fear and division. The Cold War may have been the excuse, but was the real goal a compliant society programmed to obey? Let's explore the science behind it. MKUltra drew on cutting-edge psychology and neuroscience, building on earlier experiments like those of Nazi scientists brought to the US under Operation Paperclip. The CIA studied Pavlov's conditioning techniques and explored how trauma could fragment the mind, creating dissociative states ripe for reprogramming. They even funded research into ESP and telepathy, hoping to weaponize the paranormal. While much of this sounds fantastical, the CIA's own files confirm they took it seriously. Subproject 68, for example, aimed to use hypnosis to implant false memories, a technique later linked to recovered memory controversies in the 1990s. The program's failures were as telling as its successes. Many subjects resisted or broke under the strain, showing the human mind's resilience. But did the CIA learn enough to perfect their methods in secret? The global angle adds another layer. MKUltra wasn't just a US operation. Declassified files show collaboration with Canada, the UK, and Australia, raising questions about how far the program spread. Were other governments conducting similar experiments? In Australia, the Chelmsford Hospital scandal in the 1960s involved deep sleep therapy eerily similar to MKUltra's methods, with patients drugged into comas and subjected to electroshock. Was this a coincidence or part of a global network? And what about the Soviet Union? Their own mind control programs, like the KGB psychotronics research, suggest a hidden arms race in psychological warfare. Could MKUltra have been one piece of a larger puzzle, with world powers competing to control the human psyche? The cultural impact of MKUltra lingers. Beyond Hollywood, music has been a battleground. The 1960s counterculture, fueled by LSD, was partly shaped by CIA drug experiments, some say intentionally. Musicians like Jimi Hendrix and Jim Morrison, with their cryptic lyrics and tragic ends, are sometimes linked to MKUltra's fallout. Today, conspiracy theorists point to subliminal messages in pop music or TV ads, claiming they use MKUltra-derived techniques to influence behavior. Ever feel inexplicably drawn to buy something after a commercial? It might just be clever marketing or something more sinister. So, what's the truth about MKUltra? A Cold War experiment gone wrong, or a blueprint for ongoing control? The declassified files are just the tip of the iceberg. What lies beneath? Are we all potential pawns in a game of psychological warfare? Every time you feel a strange urge or lose track of your thoughts, you might wonder, is it you or something planted? This story isn't just history, it's a warning. What do you think? Past paranoia or present danger? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if this blew your mind, and subscribe for more dives into the shadows. We're just scratching the surface, and the truth is out there. Stay curious, and see you in the next video.